You know what's so funny about leadership promotions? Everyone thinks it's about being exceptional at your job, and they're so wrong. I've worked with countless senior leaders, and here's the truth. Some of the most talented executives are sitting exactly where they were 3 years ago, while watching others zoom past them. And why? Because they're playing the wrong game entirely. Hi, I'm Terry, and after helping hundreds of directors and VPs break through to the next level, I'm going to show you what's really blocking your promotion. And trust me, it's not what you think. In the majority of companies, leaders are working harder than ever, crushing their targets, building strong teams, solving complex problems, and they're stuck. See, most leadership books and experts will tell you, just keep performing, just keep delivering results, and the promotion will come. But that's not how it works at the senior level, not even close. I've seen marketing VPs with stellar track records stuck for years. Financial directors who consistently exceeded targets get passed over again and again for that next level promotion. And here's what nobody is telling you. Your exceptional performance might actually be the thing that's holding you back. But before I show you what's really going on, let me ask you this. Have you noticed how some leaders seem to glide into promotions while barely breaking a sweat? That's because they understand something crucial about the senior leadership game. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what that is. So let's talk about the first power move, and this is what I call visibility architecture. But here's something most leaders get wrong. They think visibility means speaking up in every meeting or CCing the entire executive team on wins. But really, that's amateur hour. Real visibility at the senior level is about architecting strategic moments that showcase your executive thinking. Let me show you what I mean. I worked with Sarah, a director at a major financial institution. She was brilliant at her job. Her team loved her, but she'd been passed over twice for a VP promotion. You know what the real issue was? She was showing up as a problem solver, not as a strategic leader. And here's what we did. Instead of diving into every crisis, she started asking one simple question in the executive meetings. How does this impact our 3-year vision? Boom. Instant perspective shift. She stopped presenting project updates and started sharing market insights. She moved from here's what we did to here's what this means for our industry position. Within 4 months, senior executives were pulling her into strategic planning sessions. And now here's how you can do the same thing. First, audit your current visibility. Are you known for putting out fires or for preventing them? Second, in your next 3 meetings, lead with strategic questions instead of tactical solutions. Third, reshape your monthly updates. Start with market trends, then connect your team's wins to broader business impact. But here's the key. Don't wait for permission to think strategically. You can be a leader from anywhere within the organization. Most leaders make the mistake of waiting to be invited to the strategic table. But the truth is, you have to act like you're already sitting there. So the second power move is what separates the players from the pros. I call it the influence matrix. Most leaders think influence means having a great network or being buddy-buddy with senior executives. It's absolutely dead wrong. At the senior level, influence isn't about who you know, it's how you orchestrate decisions. Let me break this down. One of my clients, Mark, headed marketing for a global brand. Classic situation. Everyone respected his work, but he couldn't seem to push through on strategic initiatives. The problem? He was playing checkers while his peers were playing chess. Every time he needed support, he'd do what most leaders do. Schedule a meeting, present his case, and then hope for the best. But here's what we changed. First, we mapped out the real decision chain. Not the org chart, but the actual influence flow. Then we identified the 3 critical conversations that happen after every major decision. The formal chat where ideas get pressure tested. The corridor conversations where concerns surface. And then the pre-meeting alignment that shapes that final call. Mark started showing up differently. Instead of perfect presentations, he focused on perfect preparation. He'd float ideas to key stakeholders weeks before formal proposals. He'd address concerns before they became objections. And here's the genius part. He started bringing solutions that made other leaders look good, not just his team. Within 6 months, his influence flip-flopped. He went from pushing initiatives uphill to having senior leaders actually champion his ideas. Now here's your playbook. Map your influence ecosystem. Who shapes the opinions before decisions are made? Start having informal what-if conversations before formal proposals. Position your wins as shared victories. But remember, influence is not about manipulation. It's about orchestrating value for everyone involved. Now let's talk about the third power move that most leaders completely misunderstand: executive presence. What does that mean anyway? People talk about it, but few actually get it right. Most think it's about speaking confidently or dressing the part. Please. Real executive presence is about one thing. It's about decision velocity. Let me explain. I had a client, Lisa, who was CFO of a tech company. She was as sharp as they come, but she kept getting feedback about developing her executive presence. She was frustrated. She'd already worked with an image consultant, took public speaking classes, the whole 9 yards. But here's what was really happening. In executive meetings, she'd analyze every angle before speaking up. She wanted to be 100% certain before she opened her mouth. Sounds good, right? Wrong. At the senior level, they weren't judging her analysis, they were judging her decision-making speed. So we flipped the script. Instead of aiming for perfect answers, we focused on perfect frameworks. She started leading with clear positions, not just options. When asked her opinion, she'd say, well, based on what we know now, here's where I stand. And then she'd add, and here's what would change my mind. Game changer. Suddenly, she wasn't just participating in decisions, she was shaping them. Here's what you need to understand. At the senior level, they're not looking for people who can analyze decisions, they're looking for people who can make them under pressure with incomplete information. Tough, right? Here's your action steps. Start leading with positions, not just analysis. Frame decisions around risk management, not risk avoidance. Practice rapid scenario planning instead of perfect analysis. But here's the real secret. Executive presence isn't about being right all the time. It's about being clear all the time. Okay, look. Here's the truth about leadership promotions. They don't go to the most qualified person, they go to the leader who understands how to play the game at the next level. You've seen the 3 power moves that make a difference. Strategic visibility that positions you as a thinking partner, not as a doer. Real influence that shapes decisions before they're made. And executive presence that shows that you're ready to play bigger. But knowing these moves is not enough. You need to know exactly how to apply them in your specific situation. So if you're feeling stuck at your current level, if you're watching others get promoted while you wait, if you're ready to play a bigger game, then let's talk. I've opened up a few spots on my calendar for breakthrough strategy sessions. In this session, we'll identify what's holding you back and create a clear path forward. There's no pitches, no pressure, just a straight conversation about where you are and where you want to go. And here's the thing, I only have a few spots available each week because I personally lead each of these sessions. Click on the link below to schedule your breakthrough strategy session. Don't let another promotion opportunity pass you by. Take action and let's get you playing the game on a whole new level.